In a jaw-dropping twist, Lord of the Rings legend Peter Jackson trades Middle-earth for a real-world Jurassic Park, pouring millions into a sci-fi mission to bring back a 12-foot-tall extinct bird. Will he rewrite history or spark a global controversy? A director's dinosaur-sized dream. Picture this. Peter Jackson, the Oscar-winning mastermind behind The Lord of the Rings, hasn't directed a feature film in over a decade. Fans have been whispering, is he retired? Has he abandoned Middle-earth for good? But in a bombshell interview with Screen Rant, Jackson dropped a truth bomb. No, I'm certainly not retired. He's not just sitting on his laurels. He's juggling 3 new screenplays, including The Hunt for Gollum, set to hit screens in 2026 with Andy Serkis at the helm. But that's not the real story stealing headlines. Jackson's true obsession? A mind-blowing project to resurrect the South Island giant moa, a 12-foot-tall, flightless behemoth that vanished from New Zealand 600 years ago. With $15 million of his own money and a collection of 400 moa bones, Jackson is teaming up with Colossal Biosciences to pull off what sounds like science fiction. Is this the boldest move of his career, or a gamble destined to crash and burn? A tale of bones and ambition. The scene is set in New Zealand, where Jackson, a native Kiwi, has long been captivated by the moa, a flightless bird taller than most basketball players, with thick claws and a neck that could crane over treetops. Every New Zealand schoolchild has a fascination with the moa, Jackson told the Associated Press, his voice brimming with boyish excitement. His personal stash of 300 to 400 moa bones, legally collected from private lands, is one of the largest private collections in the world. This isn't just a hobby, it's a lifelong passion. 2 years ago, Jackson picked up the phone and called Colossal Biosciences, a Texas-based biotech firm known for chasing wild dreams like reviving woolly mammoths. "Why aren't you doing the moa, which is a thing that I really care about?" he demanded, according to USA Today. That call sparked a $15 million partnership with his partner Fren Walsh, aiming to genetically engineer a bird that could pass for the extinct moa nunui. The media went wild. "Peter Jackson's precious. The King Kong of birds may rise again," screamed Game Reactor, likening the project to a sci-fi epic. The Associated Press painted a vivid picture. Filmmaker Peter Jackson and Colossal CEO Ben Lamb pose outside Christchurch, New Zealand, in 2025, dreaming of a 12-foot bird striding across the landscape. But not everyone's cheering. Scientists like Duke University's Stuart Pym warned, if they succeed, where do you even put a 12-foot bird in today's world? Social media erupted with reactions. On X, @BeckFaya posted, "The end of extinction? Why Peter Jackson is bringing giants back to life," sparking debates about ethics and ecosystems. Some users called it a real-life Jurassic Park, while others quipped, "Peter's trading hobbits for giant chickens." Media fallout and social media storm. The announcement sent shockwaves through both Hollywood and science circles. Variety broke the story, emphasizing Jackson's denial of retirement. "I'm at the moment writing 3 different scripts." The Mirror dubbed it a pet project to resurrect a 12-foot bird from 600 years ago, while The Telegraph noted Jackson's staggering £1.3 billion fortune fueling this audacious dream. X users were divided. @Blazing Minds shared the Variety article, hyping Jackson's moa mission, but skeptics fired back. One user tweeted, "This is how we get mutant birds taking over New Zealand. Thanks, Peter." Another posted, "Imagine a 12-foot moa running through Auckland. Cool or terrifying?" The hashtag Moa Madness trended briefly, with memes comparing Jackson to Dr. Frankenstein and GIFs of Jurassic Park's T-Rex roaring. Meanwhile, the Colombian raised practical concerns. A large moa skeleton at the Yorkshire Museum fascinates visitors, but reintroducing a giant bird could disrupt modern ecosystems. The debate was on, visionary or reckless? From Middle-earth to Moa mania. To understand Jackson's pivot, let's rewind. The 63-year-old director redefined cinema with The Lord of the Rings, grossing billions and earning 17 Oscars. His Hobbit trilogy, though divisive, cemented his legacy. Since 2014's The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, he's leaned into documentaries, They Shall Not Grow Old, and the Beatles, Get Back, showing a knack for breathing life into the past. But the Moa project? It's personal. Growing up in New Zealand, Jackson was steeped in tales of the moa, a cultural icon for the Maori, who called it Moa Nunui. Overhunted to extinction by early settlers around 1350, the bird left behind bones that Jackson began collecting, amassing a trove that rivals museum archives. His collaboration with the Ngāi Tahu Research Centre, representing New Zealand's largest Maori tribe, adds a cultural layer. Our earliest ancestors lived alongside moa, said archaeologist Kyle Davis, hinting at the project's deeper significance. Colossal Biosciences, led by CEO Ben Lamb, isn't new to controversy. Their work on mammoths and dire wolves has drawn both awe and criticism. Chief scientist Beth Shapiro admitted to the AP, "There's lots of different scientific hurdles. We are in the very early stages." The process involves extracting DNA from Jackson's bones and editing living bird embryos, a feat that sounds like it's ripped from a Spielberg script. Jackson himself is undeterred, telling Screen Rant, "I've made a lot of movies, but to see the giant moa brought back would be a level of excitement that I think would supersede anything at this point in time." This isn't just a side hustle, it's a passion project that could redefine his legacy. A mad genius or a dangerous dreamer? Here's where I get real. Peter Jackson's moa obsession is the kind of wild, out-of-left-field move that makes you love him or question his sanity. On one hand, this is the guy who brought us Middle-earth. His imagination knows no bounds. If anyone can pull off a real-world fantasy like this, it's him. The idea of a 12-foot moa strutting through New Zealand's forests is thrilling, like watching a myth come to life. But let's not kid ourselves, this could go wrong. Reintroducing an extinct species sounds cool until you're dealing with ecological chaos or a bird that doesn't fit in 2025. I can't help but feel torn. Part of me wants to cheer for Jackson's audacity, but another part wonders if he's playing God with a Jurassic-sized ego. What do you think? Genius or madness? What's your take? This story is wild, and we need to hear from you. Should Peter Jackson stick to making movies, or is his moa mission the next big thing? Could a 12-foot bird really roam New Zealand again, or is this a sci-fi fantasy gone too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is a noble quest or a recipe for disaster? And if you could bring back any extinct creature, what would it be? Let's get this debate roaring. If you're as blown away by Peter Jackson's moa madness as I am, smash that like button and subscribe for more crazy stories from the edge of science and cinema.